Hello, hello. Welcome to today's messages. It's a beautiful day, and you're beautiful. Let's tap into the healing tones. Get a bead, a bead, a beat, a bead, a bead, a beat. I don't know, a beat. Get a bead on the energy for today. I see a hummingbird or a fairy. It's a fairy. Yes. Okay, let's see what's in store for us today. What are our messages? Okay, what do we got here? Whoa, boom, bada bing. We're starting kapow with a time shift. Excellent. We are shifting timelines. The energy helps to release the feeling that there is not enough time. There is enough time. Okay? Because time is an illusion. Yes. Okay. And we've got blueprint. Wow. Blueprint. The energy of blueprint helps you clean your programs and delete anything that no longer suits you and serves no purpose anymore. We all have our blueprint, our own program that we took with us to this life on earth. Okay. Wow. And release. Oh, beautiful. The energy of release reveals the real you and takes away the prejudice you have about yourself. In this way, and through your altered thought patterns, your brain triggers your DNA to develop further. Okay, so I'm really getting the sense of everything we release, we are allowing and triggering and signaling to our DNA, to our blueprint, to the timelines that we are ready to embody what we are meant to in this place and time and space. Wow. Okay. We'll start that off with a bang. And we'll get a rune stone to back it up, baby. Back it up, back it in. Let me begin. We've got manas and urus. Whoa. Manas and urus. We've got the meerkat. Keenly intelligent meerkat finds joy in family and kin. Each individual contributes their own strength to the betterment and success of the clan and society. Lessons learned by one generation are then passed down to those that follow, continuing to strengthen and protect the clan. As much as Mana speaks of the joy of clan and kinship, this rune represents the rational mind and intelligence rather than emotion and instinct. When you're presented with this rune, it is time to leave emotions behind and return to the rational. It references the seed of divine intelligence in the human soul and our united collective potential. This is a time for the mind, memory, and learning. Humanity, intelligence, awareness, society, and learning. Okay. It's like soul tribe, collective, resonance, lifting. The powerful bull stands strong and unyielding, and obstacles fall away before his confidence and strength. He possesses a deep calm, as fear has no place in his heart. He is absolutely certain of his own solidly grounded might. A bull, when encountered in your path, is a significant obstacle. Uruz is a rune of untamed power that is neither owned nor controlled. It's giving me the water buffalo vibes. All the birdies in the tree. In a reading, it brings a message of strength, courage, and overcoming all that stands in your way. A primal life force, it indicates a time of great energy and health. Business ventures and speculations are successful. There are sudden breakthroughs, even when all seems lost. Sudden or unexpected changes occur, usually for the better. Uruz represents the shaping of power and patterns and the formulation of the self. Wow. As you slip into your divine blueprint and release all else, you stand firm in your power, strength, health, endurance, and manifestation. Whoa, it's something powerful and magical and beautiful and gorgeous and stunning. Stunning. It's a stunner. Just like this day. Oh man. She's a hunting. Oh, and darkness got in today. I didn't notice until Scully, I was like, what are you doing? And I could hear him interacting with something, and I go and check it out, and there's darkness sitting on one of my chairs. So Scully got him out. Just like pestered him until he left. That's funny. He knows better. But yeah, you know, I had trained him. He was doing really good. I could leave the door open and he wouldn't come in because he knows better. And then the minute that you are a little too trusting, darkness sneaks in and sits on your chair. And yeah, I looked a couple times. Well, I looked once and I didn't see him. I just thought Scully was being weird. And then I looked again and there he was. And this is the thing. This is how you used to sneak in all the time before. You would hide in dark corners and I would just see these eyes that would give him away. Darkness, sneaky, and pretty cute. Okay. Watch for the darkness. It's lurking. It's lurking in the dark spaces. Okay. We'll just take a couple today. Let's see what's coming up for us in this time shift, or what are we releasing? Where are we going? What are we releasing? I think this is what are we up against here? Any bulls in our pathway? It's kind of both, which is great because we're dualistic beings, right? It's both being the bull, being firm, sturdy, stable, and unmovable in your resolve, in your purpose, in your direction, and also overcoming any obstacles that are standing in your way. Okay, the first to come out is the Emperor. Okay, this is the get it done guy, the king, the making sacrifices for the good of all, the overseer, the strategic, moving, action taking maker, protector of the realms. Okay, so you are stepping into your emperor vibes. Okay, and it's always a choice. Okay, it's always a choice. Love or fear, those are the only two choices. Every emotion is a subcategory of the love or the fear, right? Greed, fear. Hatred, fear. Compassion, love. Joy, love. It's a fairy. Okay. This is what you're leaving behind. The old ways, the things that hold you back, hold you down. This is what you are grounding. This is what you are overcoming. Limiting beliefs, other people's opinions of you, your own opinions of you that leave you feeling depleted and alone. I feel like to become an emperor, you obviously had to release all of these things and choose, make different choices for yourself, right? Because you need to do that to create the kind of world you want to live in, okay? And this is also giving me the double, the two, the choice, right? Which world are you living on? And this person here is wielding a wand that has the masculine and feminine, the balance. It is balance that fuels that wand. And the Queen of Wands is the wand. Okay, she is being in her authentic, confident, charismatic, powerful beingness. The black kitties, the sunflowers, right? Harnessing the power of the sun, planting it into the earth, and it blooming. This is abundance, right? This ability to ground sky and ground together to produce. Also, for me, Hecate has been coming up a lot for me, and one of her things are black dogs. But as I was reading about it, I'm like, well, for me, it's black cats, right? And so we get the black kitty here, and then the whole thing about darkness. Darkness is a black cat, okay? And he got in today. So there may be something about that. She represents transition, thresholds. She also walks Persephone into the underground. So she's like a guide through transition. So maybe that's why she's relevant right now, because there's definitely this like time shift blueprint releasing thing, right? So that you can move forward, you can propel, you can shift timelines and become who you are meant to become in this time. Can you guess? Wow. Wow. You know, I was seeing her in my third eye last night because I was like, you know, I haven't seen the Empress in a while. Wow. And I just gotta look at this one. Okay. So this one's giving me that balancing, that connecting the earth and sky, like I was saying here with the staff. So it's like the middle. And again, 3, okay? Hecate is with the 3's, the tries, right? the three perspectives, the three maidens, the three headed dog Cerberus that they think is connected to her, because they Cerberus, he guards the entrance, right? And she's a threshold, doorway, portal type facilitator. So anyways, where I was going with that is you've got the earth, right? And the sky, and the conduit, the thing that links the two, creating three, right? And same with the emperor and the empress here, which is gorgeous. So we got the emperor and the empress, okay, and it was 1551 when I was saying that. So there is magic happening, okay? You are meant to be balanced in your divine masculine and divine feminine. Wowza. Wowza. And I'm getting this choice between it's no longer a choice. You've already chosen. This is why you are here, right? This is why you are embodying this and activating your DNA and shifting timelines and releasing old versions of self, because you are stepping into this embodiment, this beautiful, sacred, divine balance, okay? And you've got the doer and the beer, right? And your choice is also a balance, right? But using your intuition, we've got the moon full, we've got eyes bound or blocked, and it's knowing when to do and when to be, when to take action and when to receive, right? Beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to go through one more time and see if anything else wants to come out for this reading. About these things here, about this sacred balance and the release. Yeah, see, the tens are the ends. That's how I remember. The tens are the ends. And that's what you're releasing. All things that hold you back. All limiting beliefs. All outmolded, outdated ways of being and thinking and seeing that are no longer serving you, doubts and fears, right? You are going all in with Jesus, okay? And trusting, and by Jesus, I mean the ascended masters, right? You are trusting wholeheartedly. You are all in on this pathway. And that is what unlocks your DNA. Trust your third eye knowing, okay? Things will be revealed when they're meant to be revealed. Trust in divine timing. There are things hidden. There are things not meant to be known at this time. So trust and keep learning and growing and evolving. Right? This is a sacred oath, sacred union. This is the divine union, right? The divine marriage, the I love you forever, right? sacred oaths, hand fasting, devotion. Beautiful. But it's also the master recognizing they are a student, which makes them a master, which makes them a student, which makes them a master, right? And I always think this as like your third eye, like the pupil of your third eye, and you, that witnessed, experienced, centered, connected version of you, like your higher self or your intuition, looking out of your third eye portal and being able to see from all the different angles, right? Through all the different lenses to make choices and decisions. And this is something that you lean on and trust. This is part of that devotion, right? To your oath. There are things that you can't see, but you still move confidently, right? There are things that you don't know, but you do know that you are confident and capable and charismatic, right? And meant to shine and being authentic. And as long as you hold true to those things and a knowing of your ability and capability and adaptability and all of the abilities, it is a surrender to the unknown. Surrender to the unknown. Okay, judgment at the bottom. This is part of the grand plan. You are meant to have this alternative life. It was part of your divine soul plan to turn on those genetics, to remember, right? Manas was talking about it's time to remember and to see with your mind, right? To witness and recognize and use your powers of logic. You know, sometimes we can get caught up in the fantasy and we need to see actual proof, right? And if you move back out of the realm of fantasy and illusion, you can start looking at facts. And I feel like this is that balance of the earth and sky, right? Like being able to recognize the actual things that are real, like when you feel or know something and then it is confirmed, right? You've got actual evidence. This is proof. This is tangible. This is reality, right? When you say something to somebody and they're like, oh, I was just thinking that, or oh, how did you know that, right? This is all tangible proof. This isn't fantasy, right? So I think it's about grounding in to the world and finding that in between place, the balance place. Okay. So these guys came out here, so we'll just move with them. Beautiful. Okay, we've got the Page of Coins. I love this. Remember I was talking about the 3? Well, there are 2 white reindeer and a third element, okay? Right? Like this is the earth and the sky and the third element that connects them. Well, that's what's happening here. There's this third element that's connecting them. And look, she's the sun, or this person. Okay, let's see. Page of Coins. Setting goals, loyalty, positivity, opportunities, and manifestations. Okay, I feel like this is the Emperor and the Empress here. The balance, and this is you, the third element in between, harnessing the being and the doingness of the Emperor and the Empress. Gorgeous. Okay, and then we also have the moon. Beautiful. Beautiful moon confirmation here. The moon is the conscious and all its illusions. No, the moon is the subconscious and all its illusions, potential, pitfalls, and the possibility of self-deception. Here, two Tanuks. Oh, those guys on either side of the bridge. Shape-shifting raccoon animals each stare at a different moon. Oh, yeah. One staring at the one in the water, one staring at the one in the sky. Each stare at a different moon, though it is not clear which is the real one. Ooh, joy, enlightenment, resolution, deception revealed, and relief. Also, trickery, melancholy, anguish, illusion, and insecurity. So there's something, and it's got that third element, right? We've got the two Tanuks, or whatever those things are called. One's looking at the moon, one's looking at the reflection of the moon. And they're on either side of this bridge, right? Which is like all of the things. And then this figure here who can easily, from their position, look up at the sky to see the moon or look into the water and see the moon and choose which one they believe in or interact with or empower or embody or whatever, right? Wow. Wow. Gorgeous. Okay, let's get, I feel like we need some astro cards for this reading. All these moons. It's beautiful. The Emperor and the Empress coming out together. And the Emperor came first and then the Empress. So it's like take inspired action and then allow and then go into receiving mode, right? It's like plant the seeds and then allow for them to grow and bloom. Bloom and grow forever. That one and maybe another one. That one and that one. Okay. Let's do it. Let's check it out. Wow. These cards are so beautiful. So the first one is mystery. Look at it. 46, 8th house. Let's just start there. 46 and 8th house mystery. If your chart were a village map, the 8th house would be on the corner of the red light district next to the mortuary and a savings and loan bank. It is a private house where we deal with things we don't talk about in public. Sex, death, debts, loans, psychic phenomenon. Here we deal with other people's resources and how they are exchanged. Money, bodies, thoughts, and work, and how we inherit and goods and attitudes. This house can feel uncomfortable, but it's a place where we can transform. Sorry. Is beautiful. Action. Assess the power dynamics between you and other people around important resources like sex, money, and inheritances. Notice if a relative or boss withholds money until you behave, or if you or a lover withholds sex until some other need is met. Just get clear in your own mind if anyone is pulling strings and try to heal dysfunctional dynamics with clear and healthy boundaries. Yes. Seduce honestly. Not all strange sexual dynamics or unusual financial arrangements are a problem. So, Mims. She's like a strike of gray death. She's a gray death. Okay. If you understand your peculiarities and don't feel coerced or controlled by them, they are just part of who you are. Financial investors and advisors, consults, ministers, lovers, intuitives, brain trusts, auctioneers, and investigators all work with eighth house affairs. And if they work with integrity, do so productively. Develop your second house resources, your own money, sense of worth, and body confidence to strengthen your freedom and bargaining power and operate in this realm with grace. Engage the resources handed to you, but make your own judgment calls. So don't allow circumstances to control you. Oh, there's more. The eighth house calls for one last freedom to acknowledge that death exists and be fully alive in response. Challenge. It can be tempting to manipulate by withholding power, love, or money, and hard to step away when someone else is jerking those chains. Gift. Face your worst fears and step through. Feel the liberation. The trap of manipulation falls away when you don't bite the hook. Exactly. Exactly. And I feel like this is kind of a confirmation for me in my personal life. I am, it's kind of been going on in the back of my brain. My dad and I have an estranged relationship right now, but he still keeps trying. But I've asked him to give me some space, and he's kind of at that, like, I feel like you've had enough space, now you're being ridiculous kind of point, which isn't really holding space for me. It's more of like, I gave you an appropriate amount of time that I felt was appropriate, and now anything else is too much or whatever, right? But also in terms of money, like, I have asked him a few times to help me out. And a lot of the times when I'm asking him to help me out, it's more of like, lend me for a couple months, right? And he has always, and it's only been like a couple $100 here or there. It's usually for like vending fees, it's for extras, right? And he always makes me feel awful and makes me have to beg him, and then doesn't usually end up lending me any money, right? But we haven't talked in a while, and he messaged me for Christmas. He's still like, come on, if you want to talk, call me, kind of thing, which is great. I mean, I like that he's trying that. My mom's not doing that at all, so there's that. But then he sent me money, and it's just so, it's triggering that wound, that manipulative wound, right? It's like when I need it and I ask him for it, he makes me beg and feel like crap. And when I don't talk to him and when I don't need his money, then he gives it freely, right? And it's just when you recognize it, creating boundaries. I was just sharing a personal experience for context, right? Of how we can recognize and make different choices, right? Be like, no, I'm not going to this. Yeah, no, right? Okay. Something about that. Feel that liberation. The trap of manipulation falls away when you don't bite the hook. Yes, that was the point. Okay. 23. Abundance. Jupiter. Beautiful. Jupiter symbolizes how we expand our world through education, law, philosophy, travel, abundance, and expansive spirit. Jupiter, the traditional ruler of Sagittarius and Pisces, is a huge gas giant, 2.5 times the volume of all the other planets put together. Wow! It takes 12 years to cycle the zodiac, spending roughly 1 year in each sign. Named for the ruler of all the gods and surrounded by 79 known moons, Jupiter never does anything in small proportions. Holy Jupiter. Abundance. Yeah, number 23. Action. Think bigger. This scenario requires you to be expansive and forgiving. Deal with it in a spacious, curious, fair, and philosophical way. Think globally and bring in contributions from all around the world. Consider traveling physically or traveling with your senses by listening to music from a less familiar culture or tasting their food. Talk to people who grew up in a circumstance foreign to you and get their viewpoint. Diversify your perspective and that of your team to discover the missing pieces needed to make up a larger whole. Engage in abundant optimism. Get the word out through generosity. Give abundantly, and goodwill comes back to you. Invest in education, publication, and broadcasting. Just be careful that your generosity is actually helping the recipient and not enabling or burdening them. Ask what would really help. Jupiter's energy needs a big room and an audience, but it can overshadow important people in more intimate circumstances. Watch that your expansive capacity does not cramp the experimentation of beginners or crowd beloved introverts. Notice where you might overwhelm the people you love and give them room for their more subtle style. If you are the one being so overwhelmed, appreciate your own value, expand in ways that work for you, and let the person with Jupiter energy do their thing. Challenge. Jupiter can bring too much of a good thing or leave people feeling overwhelmed. Watch out for magical thinking and a Pollyanna avoidance of problems. It's a Pollyanna avoidance of problems mean? Learn. Okay. Gift. Give and you shall receive. Jupiter calls you to expand your worldview. So reach out and feel at one with the whole universe. Okay. Engage in abundant optimism. Okay, and then Jupiter. Nope, Neptune. We just did Jupiter. 26. Beautiful. Like a cool blue pearl floating in an inky sea, this planet symbolizes how we float in the ocean of the collective consciousness. Neptune, the modern ruler of Pisces, takes about 165 years to tour the zodiac. On a practical level, it signals water, liquids, oils, and art supplies. On a challenging day, it shows how we avoid gritty reality, whether we escape through our imagination, addictions, or martyrdom. On a lovely day, Neptune speaks of spirituality, imagination, and psychic perception. That's giving me that, are we choosing to look at the moon directly or indirectly, right? Action. Pray, meditate, intuit, use your divination, rest and dream. Activate the right side of your brain and step out of the sequential logic into a sense of the infinite. Engage ceremony and ritual. Find a dream or vision and bring it back here to manifest. Because Neptune invokes both intuition and imagination, it can blur the boundaries between the two. It's all too easy to believe that what you want and what you are afraid of is in fact reality, which can make it easy for others to manipulate you by playing to your hopes and fears. Take each step with care. Working with Neptune is like walking in the fog. You can see the present moment clearly. It's just the future and the past that get lost in the hopes and fears. If the world feels too harsh, or if you're feeling easily overwhelmed, tend to your sensitive antenna. Pray rather than worry. Neptune speaks of our psychic permeability, encouraging us to soak up our surroundings. Use that to your advantage and choose your surroundings carefully. Meditate with a group, tune in to the trees, the earth beneath, the sky above, or sacred sites. Immerse yourself in whatever feeds you. Challenge. Neptune overwhelm can turn acceptance into passivity, imagination into illusion, sensitivity and the hunger for spirit into addiction. Watch for water damage. Ooh. Gift. Allow yourself to float, to swim in the great ocean of the collective consciousness. Soak up the presence of divine soul. There is no separation between you and all sentient beings, between you and the realms of gods and spirits. Beautiful. So it's talking about collective consciousness with the manas. It's talking about overwhelm with the abundance of Jupiter. Isn't there something with Jupiter and Neptune right now being both in the sky for the first time? And how rare that is because of the 165-year cycle. I don't know if it's Jupiter, but I know for sure it's Neptune. We'll have to look that up because that would be super cool. Okay, there's lots there. I already forget everything. That's just how it works. That's why I have to watch it over again. Because I'm in another place in space. I'm in the cave of wonders. Okay, let's read this one. What's this one about? Where's the book? Oh yeah, it's the little one. It's the little book. Okay, it's 32. The dark, the portal, the interior. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It is a place of potent power, acting both as a portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Beautiful. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yet, because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. Beautiful. I'm getting this a little bit right. The cave of your mind, looking out, seeing also this like blindfold, choosing and knowing and balancing. Gorgeous. I don't know how we're gonna do this. Just like that. Neptune, where are you going, Neptune? Ah! Okay. My desire for balance is being upset by this card right here. Here, we'll just do this. No, no, unacceptable. Okay. We'll roll with it. Okay, let's get some love messages. Sorry, that's so loud. Okay, shine bright like a diamond. Yeah, you've got all your facets on. Okay, you are gone through the process of becoming a diamond, and you're beautiful. Trust your intuition. Confirmation. Now more than ever. And quiet the mind. Beautiful. Yes. This is this, right? Quiet the mind to tap in. And you trust your intuition to make choices, right? Yes. Okay. Should we get another oracle? Let's get one of these. Affirmation. I think they're kind of affirmation-y. Okay. Which one do you want us to have? This one. That's funny. I saw it go through once. Dialogue. Ooh, dialogue is the key to inner peace. Symptoms and stress give me an opportunity to disconnect or reconnect. Wait a second. Symptoms and stress give me an opportunity to reconnect to the divine wisdom of my body and life. Yeah, they act as little signals, little triggers, right? Just like pain. Pain signals our attention to focus on the area that needs to be healed. Well, so too, these are symptoms and stressors and triggers are an indicator of something within that needs to heal, right? And who's looking? You. That's who. Okay. One more. One more. What else? Crystal card? Kitty card. Not all the kitties in the world. They already hang out in my backyard. Who wants to come and play with us later? Intuition. Beautiful. Meet Ghost Kitten. She is the light within us that helps to guide us through our life. She is always beckoning us to enter our inner world, to dig deep and to meet her there. If you are quiet, you can hear her whispering to you, perhaps about a creative project or a person you should reach out to, or even leaving a stifling job. Play with what makes her whisper louder and clearer for you. Maybe it's meditation or sleeping enough, or taking a shower. Experiment with following your intuition and notice what magic unfolds. Beautiful confirmations. And also that using the real life evidence logically, right? Where you follow your intuitions. You're testing it. You're allowed to test things. Test your intuition. You get an intuitive nudge to go somewhere, to say something, to do something, and then pay attention to how things unfold because of that following, that nudge, right? And then get really good at it. And this is that unknown, stepping into the unknown and becoming one who trusts their intuition. You no longer, and your ability to navigate, right? The more you are empowered by this knowing of yourself, the more casually and coolly you can move into and through the unknown, right? Yeah. Okay. Cup of charms. I love this. Just chugging them. Okay, we got a dragonfly that flew straight to the star. Okay, I've got a starlight and it was like hiding underneath one of the little stars. So this is about flying to the sky. This is about going after your wish, right? You wish upon a star, and this is you navigating your way there and getting there. Okay, we've got the yin yang fell on the emperor here, but it's totally this masculine, feminine, divine, empress and emperor action. Gorgeous. And the beautiful abundance and fruit that union gives birth to, right? This is why there's the third element, right? It's like in a relationship, you have the two people. Well, I guess it's also, then there's polyamory and all this. Okay, we're just talking about the divine union of the masculine and the feminine within, right? And it creates a third. You are the third element in that divine union. And externally, the relationship is the third element of the two coming together, right? And contemplate all the ways that the three, this concept of 1 + 1 = 3, I get it. It's weird. It's weird. I'm like, what? Okay, we've got the pineapple of abundance. It's golden, okay? And the reason why it's a pineapple of abundance, because look at all those little dots, right? You can pull each one of those out and share it with many, and everybody gets a piece of the pineapple, right? So it's like community and abundance, having so much to share. So that's beautiful. This is giving me this Jupiter energy that is around and available for your plucking. We also have the butterfly of transformation here, and it flew over by the time shift. And this is like that shift between existing on the ground versus existing in the sky, which is beautiful because we've had the sky and the ground and their connection coming up in this reading quite a bit. Okay. We also have the tree of abundance, okay? But this is like legacy. This isn't just a package of abundance arriving on your door one time, right? This is something that is planted, grounded in that balance. So there's your three again, right? Grounded in the earth, reaching into the sky and producing the fruit, which is the third element. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Okay, and we also have the butter knife of self-care. Yeah. Treat yourself, get a charcuterie board and indulge, right? And also do things for yourself that you would normally do for other people, right? It's like, you know, oh, it's just us, so, or it's just me, so I don't have to do all the fun. Well, do all the fun stuff. Use the good china. Go over the top to create a, you know, multi-tiered cake that's gorgeous, even if it's just you gonna eat it, okay? Yes. Yay! I think that is all of the things. I kind of flung a flinger and I don't know where they go. Okay, let's see. There is the reading. Okay. I would put the moon on either side here and have this one, but because it's different card and these ones are the same cards, it just made more sense. It just made more sense. Okay, so there it is. Trusting your intuition when making choices on your receiving or your taking action towards, okay? But this balance that you have, this is your unstoppable force. This is what makes manifest and magic. Okay, beautiful. Focus on shining bright and true and with love, and take the abundance as it comes. Share, indulge, but balance it out, right? Don't use to manipulate or control, and be mindful of any areas in your life where certain things are being used to manipulate and control you. Okay, yes. This one doesn't necessarily go here. I think this is what this queen is doing. She's like, bring me my chocolate cake. I'm ready. Actually, she's bringing it herself. Okay, because she made it. Alrighty, there's the reading for today. I hope there was some good stuff in there for you to take with you, to marinate upon, to ice your gorgeous, decadent Guinness stout cake, chocolate cake. Yes, I am making one of those right now. Okay. Love you, appreciate you, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.